Hi, I'm Kayla, the BookTube Turtle, and today I am doing my January 2021 update wrap-up. So I decided to do these monthly videos that are kind of like wrap-ups, except not completely. But just a little thing for me to reflect on the month and all the things that I did, and this can include reading, writing, other goals that I had, just in general. I read 7 books this month. I am still a little shook because I just have not been reading much for a couple years now, and this year I've just kind of taken off. So yeah, I read 7 books in January, which is crazy. First book I read was The Retribution of Mara Dyer. This is the 3rd book in the Mara Dyer series, and the final one of the first trilogy, but there's also a spin-off continuation trilogy. But this is the last book of the first one, and oh, it's so good. I've read this series I don't know how many times at this point, but every time I read this book, it just gets me. It just hits so hard. It's just a roller coaster of emotions. I'm laughing, I'm crying, and then laughing again, and it's just so good. I'm also doing this reading challenge thing that I think I talked about in my goals video. The Retribution of Mara Dyer, I checked off the read a book that's longer than 300 pages. And obviously these boxes are gonna get checked more than once throughout the year, but I'm just checking them for whatever one I get to first. The next book I read this year was Geraldine's Alley by Becca C. Smith. I received an ARC of this book from Becca, and it was so good. I love her books, and I haven't read one in a while, so it was just so nice to read this one. The book is about this girl who is 22, I think, and she's just really socially awkward and is dealing with stuff in her life, and she loves books more than people, and she has this really close connection with book characters and stuff, so very relatable. And she's just dealing with anxiety and growing up and all of those things. So yeah, I really enjoyed the book. It was a lot of fun to read, and definitely go check out Becca C. Smith on YouTube and other social media. She also has a video about the process of writing and publishing this book, which is really cool, so go check it out. Next, I read We the Animals. This was for my creative writing class. The class is kind of about linked short stories. So this book it follows this family throughout different times. So it's little mini stories that make up this bigger story. And we read half of it, I think, for class, but the book is really short, so I was I'm just gonna read the rest of this so I can finish it out. And for the reading challenge that I'm doing, I use this one for a genre I don't normally read because I rarely read short story things. The next book I read was The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. Is that what it's called? Yes. Long titles. I read the first book of this last year for a class. So I was really excited to read this one because it follows Felicity, the sister, and I was just really excited because even though it doesn't explicitly state it in the book, because there wasn't terms for this yet, the author has confirmed that she Felicity is aromantic and asexual, so that I was just really excited to get to read that. I'm always there for the ace rep. And just reading it and like the way that she saw herself in the world just like made me really happy. So I was just like, oh yes, I feel you. Like, oh, it just made me really happy. Next, I read Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This was a reread. I had the urge to reread the series this year so I can finally finish this series, I hope. So I've read book 1 so far, and I just started Crown of Midnight yesterday. Next, I read Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I got this book when it first came out sometime in 2020, and I just like didn't get around to reading it. So I finally read it, and it was so good. I had a lot of fun reading it. I also had a lot of emotions while reading it. And the last book I read this month was another reread, Autobiography by Christina Lauren. I don't even know how many times I've read this book. I don't really care either because it just gets me every time I read it. It's so much fun to read and it's so good, and every time I'm just like, you know this book is gonna hurt you, but I don't care. And then I get to the part that hurts and I'm just like, oh, now I just need to sit here and cry. But it's okay because it has a good ending after the painful stuff, but you gotta get through the painful stuff first. I finished draft 2 of Beyond the Fire on like January 1st, I think, or maybe the 2nd. It was somewhere in the beginning, first couple days of January. And I spent the rest of the month working on what I have been calling draft 2.5, where it's like not a complete rewrite or anything, just cleaning up some stuff, fixing some scenes that needed help. Shout out to my best friend Brittany for reading it as I worked on draft 2 so that I could get her feedback and incorporate that into 2.5 because there were definitely some moments that just needed a lot of help. And the next step is to send it out to betas. I already have my 3 betas picked out who I trust and know have already read book 1, because that's an interesting thing with like a sequel book is like your betas you can't just, take anybody. They have to be somebody who's like definitely already read book 1. So yeah, over the next few days I'm just going to read through the draft again, make sure it's good to go, and then send it off. And while the betas have it, I'm going to start a rough outline of book 3, which is crazy because I have done absolutely no work on book 3 at all, except for like jotting down random like thoughts and ideas and notes and things, but I'm excited. We'll see how this outlining process goes. I also wrote 2 short stories in January for my creative writing class. One is called Talk to Me, and the other one is called Dying Embers. I've thought about maybe putting them up on my website, but I haven't decided yet. I'm not sure. We'll see. I met the first milestone of my book coach certification course. I finished the first practicum, which was really exciting and reassuring me that like, yes, this is what I want to do with my life. YouTube, I have a goal of posting 1 video a month, and I posted 2 in January. It might not seem like a lot, but I'm proud of myself for that because I struggle uploading videos in a somewhat consistent manner. And I'm really trying to not disappear this year for like months at a time like I tend to do. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that. My New Year's resolution was to fix my sleep schedule, like basically just go to bed earlier, wake up earlier kind of thing. And I am happy to say that I have done so great so far. Like I have really just like shifted my sleep schedule, and it has made like such a huge difference in my life. It's been great. So those are my updates for January 2021. I'm really excited to jump into all the things I want to do in February. Let me know in the comments what you read in January and if you have any New Year's resolutions for the year. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.